Alright, so this is the second fort that I've put on YouTube from Minecraft. So you can see it's mostly underground, or I guess you can't see that, but it's mostly underground, and I did that so I can get water from the ocean, and if it's below water level I can have water above it, so that's how I got the moat here. The entrance to it is below water level so that creep can't get in. Once I'm down here, here's the furnace room. And it's made of grass. This is all grass so that sheep will spawn in it. And I didn't know sheep only spawned on grass, but every single time I come down here during the day, sheep will be down here. And they'll leave, and they'll like go into this doorway and plug it up, and then once they finally get out and I go in and I need to go to the furnace room, they're back in the furnace room. So I don't know, sheep like grass, and they'll spawn in there and they'll keep going back to there. There's all the gold that I made. It's not very interesting. Gold's really dumb. This is my storage room, or hallway. This is all the dirt takes to make an underground fort, since you gotta dig it all out. Here is my swimming pool. It's one of the uses of all the water I got. This is the tower that you can see from outside. Second floor, not very interesting, just rooms with paintings in them. Trying to get some use out of these paintings, which don't really do anything except for look like paintings. But this one's pretty cool, this skeleton. It's pretty significant for this level because underwater skeletons are like my biggest fear after doing all this underwater work. We'll continue up the tower. I keep this tower well lit because creeps spawn in it and I'll enter it and they'll jump from the top and land on me. This used to be the top of the tower, and then I built the roof, and I decided to make the roof sloping, but it made the roof, if I sloped the roof it got this tall, and that's too tall for a tower. So this was no longer a tower, so I decided to build it up bigger, and so I kept on building it. And at the very top, it's so close to the sky that if I made more blocks, I would be touching the clouds, and I didn't want to do that. So this is the top. You can see a T I made out of flowers, for T for topherclay, and that's like, what, 7 pigs right there? 6 pigs? That's crazy. And this is where I started. You can kind of see a little staircase there, and that was so I could like survey the land, figure out what would be the best place to make an underground fort that would take the least digging. And I saw this area where the fort is and ran over to it. All this water, that's like the canal that I use that I was talking about, comes from the ocean, gives me an infinite supply of water, so I could do things like make the swimming pool. And this is what the swimming pool's for, so I can get to the very bottom without taking any damage. This room over here is the mining room. I come out of my mine and put stuff in this box, make more stuff, but this is how I get to and from the mining area, is a little water tunnel, which I think is pretty cool. Found it on the forums. Water will never travel up, so if you make this little bend, you can come out of the bottom, and water won't spill over because there's this half block there, but you can still get in and out of it. So I made one, I mined out a lot of this level, plugged it back up, and made a second one that was circular, so you can go any direction out of it instead of one. I went over and I mined out this area, boring over there, found a lava lake of lava that was not on the very bottom, so I decided to take advantage of it, and I drained it into a big thing of glass, so I could use lighting for my underground garden, I guess, or farm. And I thought it was really cool, and I made this farm, and it kind of worked out. I'd get wheat every couple of days, but then I learned that water makes soil brown like that, because usually it's not that kind of brown. And so I used that same channel, and I dug a really deep hole, and made all this soil to direct the water through where that torch was. I plugged it up now, but I got all the water in there, so now I can have a real farm that makes wheat pretty much every day. Every time the sun sets, this wheat is full, and then that's enough wheat to make a thing of bread. And I usually have this full, but I got attacked by skeletons and I had to eat it all to bring it back up, which is pretty normal. And then I just kept on mining around, but that is everything. That's my entire fort. So that's the water level fort by topherclay.